every game you're going to be earning crowns. So if you're in bronze, you're going to be earning crowns. If you're in silver, you're going to be earning crowns. There's no way to not earn crowns. So if you play enough, you're going to get through bronze. If you play enough, you're going to get through silver. The only part of this where it starts becoming an actual ranked system is once you hit gold. Bronze and silver are completely free as long as you're playing the game in some way, in some form, and don't leave the match, anything like that. So bronze and silver, completely meaningless. Getting to gold, that's where it really starts. Hey everyone, it's OSK. I have in front of me the new Leagues announcement for Spellbreak Chapter 2. This is going to be the ranked mode being introduced for the new game mode Dominion, the 5v5 capture point objective mode that we saw yesterday. And I'm just going to break this down as well as I can for the new ranked mode. It's not exactly what we expected nor what we hoped. But I will break it down as well as I can. So without further ado, let's get into this. Today, we're going to talk about League Spellbreak System for Ranked Play in Chapter 2. Like yesterday's post about Dominion, we're going to start out by explaining our goals before diving into the details. Evergreen is obviously something very, very important, especially in the early days of Spellbreak's release in September. Evergreen content was very few and far between, and also wasn't really a finished game at that point anyway. So having some sort of evergreen content that players can keep coming back if they want to grind up is going to be fantastic. Flexibility, they want it to be able to work well enough for a variety of game modes, but for right now, it'll be stuck in Dominion. Progression, they want to make sure that they provide some way for players to feel like they're achieving something and having a nice reward in return. And then competition, obviously they want you to be able to compare your ranks with everyone else to say like, hey, I'm above this specific rank, I'm above this specific rank. But I will get into the kind of problem that they run into with the updates. Each league represents a fairly wide band of player skill and achievement. It's in turn divided into 10 tiers, going from 10 to 1. That is a lot of tiers. They have 6 different ranks, by the way. They have bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and legend. And they have 10 tiers of each of these. So it is going to be absolutely crazy. Like, that's a lot of tiers to go get through. And you're going to be climbing through each tier by way of crowns, which are earned from every match. And we'll get into some problems we run into this. But like I said, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and legend. For example, time out of writing, it takes 1,500 crowns to go from bronze 10 to bronze 9. If a player were in bronze 1 and they earned 1,500 crowns, they'd be promoted to silver 10. Now, once players reach the gold league, entering a match costs crowns. Costs scale up in higher leagues as well, which means that if a player does not earn enough crowns in a match, they'll lose crowns and possibly drop a tier as well. However, every 5 tiers we've introduced a floor that players cannot drop below. If a player manages to fight their way into Platinum 5, they won't ever drop back to Gold until the next season when things reset. First of all, I just want to say I really like this graphic. I think Crashy pointed it out earlier on today, or yesterday, I guess, whenever this video gets uploaded. But this is pretty clean. I really like the UI design. It's pretty nice. Also, this one as well. Like I think they did a really good job designing the emblems. Once again, the art team slaps. But here's where we run into problems, okay? So it's only until gold that you start costing crowns. So I want to put this in your head for a second here. And maybe it explains it better later on whenever I read this. But basically what's happening is that every game you're going to be earning crowns. So if you're in bronze, you're going to be earning crowns. If you're in silver, you're going to be earning crowns. There's no way to not earn crowns. So if you play enough, you're going to get through bronze. If you play enough, you're going to get through silver. The only part of this where it starts becoming an actual ranked system is once you hit gold. Bronze and silver are completely free as long as you're playing the game in some way, in some form, and don't leave the match, anything like that. So bronze and silver, completely meaningless. Getting to gold, that's where it really starts. So basically what you've done is you've put bronze and silver as a play test, or a playtime test, basically. So now gold, platinum, diamond, and silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and legend are the only 4 ranks that actually matter. Competition and progression, not really the best. Really good for flexibility, though. I guess, like, if you didn't only want to appeal to competitive players, congratulations, the ranked mode is now casual, so that's kind of sad. But anyway, to build off of that, every 5 tiers, they've introduced a floor that players cannot drop below. So if you get up to Plat 5, you're not going to get demoted to gold. If you get up to Plat 5, you're actually not even dropping below Plat 5. So even if you completely throw all of your matches when you're at Plat 5, guess what? You're staying at plat 5. It doesn't matter how many crowns you spend on your matches. If you're just complete trash at plat 5 and you don't deserve to be there, well, too bad. You're going to stay there anyway. And this could lead to a certain situation where if you're in ranked mode, you belong in a tier that you're not supposed to be in to some extent. Maybe you played with a 5 stack and they kind of carried your butt through all the leagues, then maybe that's a problem you run into. And then when you try solo queuing, you don't belong in plat 5, but you get matched up with people of that similar rank. So you're constantly doing poorly, but you're still stuck at plat 5. So that's kind of problematic. But for the crowns that you earn is earned through accolades. They started testing this in chapter 1 with the new XP system. They assigned an XP value per accolade, and it was kept discreet at the time. So this is the same way that it's going to be earned here. They all come in a variety of forms, but they all generally represent good performance, quote unquote. Very heavy, quote unquote. Example accolades include winning a match, excelling your opponents, doing damage, and so on. Accolades also scale with performance, so doing a lot of damage is worth more than doing just a bit. That's good. It's important to note that all accolades are available in all leagues. For example, in Dominion, vanquishing Valguard NPCs awards crowns and silver and below, while capturing a zone solo is worth crowns and gold and below. Things like winning a match, doing damage, and so on are always worth crowns no matter what league a player is in. So different accolades are going to do different things. Basically, they made it easier for people in bronze and silver to climb up, and people in lower ranks are going to have an easier time climbing up. So again, you're basically padding you're padding the suboptimal play to be able to climb faster. And then once they get past that certain point, like gold 5, they're going to stay at gold 5 and they're not going to drop anywhere below. So are they actually learning anything? Probably not. But yeah, this gives me a little bit of concern here. But anyway, you can also see your current crowns for a match on the map screen. And they have this little thing right here that I'll go ahead and play for you guys. Now this is pretty sweet. I really like this graphic. I really like this quite a lot. You can see let's go ahead and break this down a little bit. So you have your match entry cost right here. You have your winner, which gives you 500 points. Shutout, which I'm guessing means you didn't allow someone to cap a point at the end, or maybe you didn't die once. I'm not really sure. You got total control, which is all 3 points at some point. You got tip of the spear, which I'm guessing means most exiles. Backstop, I guess that means flipping the spawns, because they did have a stream today. Jesse and Dan did, where they mentioned that you can spawn flip, so maybe that's what this is. Laying claim, not sure. Lone wolf, not sure. Target practice, I guess damage, first assist. He got an assist. Warming up, he did some damage, so maybe at the very least you get 10 points, but once you hit gold and plat and diamond, that match entry cost is going to come into effect here, and you'll get a smaller amount of crowns. So it will get pretty grindy in the later ranks. And they did speculate that maybe it'll take about 2 weeks for some of the best players to get up to diamond, and possibly a month to get up to legend, which is the highest rank. So for leagues are the seasons. As it stands right now, each chapter has a seasons tied to it 1-to-1, and the season provides a limited window of time for players to compete and ranked up. At the end of the season, players are rewarded with an exclusive season-specific title and badge, kind of sad, based on how high they've climbed. I really wish that it was more than just a title and badge, but whatever. You're not going to be doing it for the reward anyway. At the start of next season, players have their crowns reset to a lower league and will get to climb again. So, but in unranked tier, players can choose whenever they want to play ranked or unranked. So if they want to mess around with friends or try out new builds, they can do so without risking their current rank. And a party, the choice is based on the leader's current selection. So make sure that you're paying attention when grouping up. For Dominion, at the launch, leagues will only be enabled for Dominion based on feedback and evaluation. Later seasons may include other game modes as well. So if you want to BR leagues, then you can let Proletariat know via feedback. Finally, matchmaking Dominion is based on a player's current league, and the system tries to match up players of similar leagues. With the launch of leagues, since all players will be in bronze, it will likely take some time for things to shake out and players to reach a comfortable rank of their real skill levels. In terms of a group of players in different leagues playing on the same team, like one is in bronze and another is in diamond, matchmaking factors in all of the players and their ranks to come up with a composite score that can be used to determine how they should be matched against another team. So basically, if you're way separated in ranks, the matchmaking system is going to make it to where it kind of comes closer together and makes it easier on the it kind of equals out that way. Matchmaking also attempts to balance teams based on stacking. So if you have a team of 5 stacked together, they will be prioritized to go up against another 5 stack. So keep that in mind. Solo queue, you might be okay, but it's only a likelihood. So you could still run into a 5 stack if you are solo queuing, if there's not enough people. The ranked and unranked queues feed into the same matchmaking pool. This is to ensure matchmaking times stay reasonable for everyone. There is some additional logic at play to ensure things are still fair, so you shouldn't see someone in Diamond playing unranked against a bunch of Bronze players in ranked. They're going to keep an eye on it post-launch. So the reason that they're doing this, first of all, this is bad, but they know it's bad. The reason that they're doing it is because the player base is so low right now. Hopefully they'll be able to pump out enough marketing and build up enough hype for the game so that more players come in and there's enough to actually separate the ranked and unranked queues. But for right now, it is going to be mixed. Now, what they say here is that if you're an unranked diamond going up against a bunch of bronze players who decide to queue up for ranked, they will try to make it to where you matching up against a diamond player in unranked isn't the case. They'll try to weight it a little bit more towards the bronze side, but it's not going to be perfect. So you could still end up with people like in plat or gold going up against bronze players. To wrap up, they're expecting to be iterating on leagues based on metrics and feedback. Simulations and models can only go so far. They need long-term player data to help balance it. Thanks for reading. Looking forward to seeing which one of you can rise up, be the best of the best. Drop any questions down below, and we'll try to answer the best we can. Kind of recap on this whole thing. Basically, the way it works is that bronze and silver have no negative effects for playing in a match. So even if you do very, very poorly, you're still gaining rank, which is completely terrible. Bronze and silver, those actually mean something in games like League of Legends and games like Apex. Like, I don't know if it's bronze, silver, or gold, but you get my point. Like, those actually mean something. In this game, in Spellbreak, bronze and silver mean absolutely nothing. Well, that's not true. All it means is how much have you played the current patch. Like, that's basically it. So I'm very disappointed in that kind of realm. I wish it would have been more meaningful, but this is the hand that we're dealt. Hopefully, if anyone from Proletariat hears this, sees this, I don't understand what the point is of making bronze and silver so hyper casual in a ranked system. Like, you can opt to play unranked and not even worry about bronze and silver, but if you want bronze and silver to actually mean something, like, actually make it risky to play. Like, it costs crowns, for example, to get into gold games, and then you have a little bit of risk there. But if the bottom 2 tiers are just basically playtime, like, what's the point of that? It's not even bragging rights. Like, and every 5 tiers, once you climb up, you can't drop below that. So, like, if you're plat 5, even if you do very, very poorly for the next 10 games in a row and you don't earn up to what it costs to and you don't earn up to the point where it costs crowns to play in your plat 5 match, you're not going to demote like you deserve to. So that is a very, very bad system in my opinion. They somehow managed to turn leagues, the ranked mode, into a casual, unranked but pseudo ranked. So, like, you can have a friend that says, "Oh, I'm in platinum," who's done terribly the past 10 times because people are adapting and evolving and they're learning how to play the game better. He could just still be Joe Blow on the street, just like not even like worrying about his play, not even doing anything, not improving, not keeping up with the competition, but he can still flex his plat 5 rank because he went up against all the poor players that were still getting their rank shaked out. So, like, in the first part. So, I mean, it's scuffed. It's very scuffed. It's very disappointing. At least it takes a bit of a grind to get up to things like Diamond and Legend. But that's all it is right now. It's just a grind. So, at least in my view. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Do you think that Leagues is more of just a grindy mode? Do you think that it's actually a competitively viable mode? Let me know down below. I have my own thoughts, but I'd like to hear yours. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more Spellbreak content. I'll be covering all this stuff as it comes out. And thanks for watching the video. I've been OSK. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you all out there.